Okay, we're going live. Yay!
Hi, everyone.
Okay, nobody's there. Huh, but that's okay, you know,
Yeah.
might take a while. Oh, two people are there. Two people. Hi, two people. Um, let's see. Let me put in, sorry, go ahead, put our ticker on. We're taking
Wonderful.
questions. Oh, now just one person's here. If the people in the audience are experiencing trouble, please let us know because we may have to fix a few things here. But anyway, welcome, and let us know if you're, in the chat if there's anything that we need to fix if you can't hear us or anything like that. Oh, Amy Sika's here. Hi, Terry and Joan. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy and
And
Scott.
Miss Mims.
Oh,
Wow.
good to see
Wow.
you.
Now there's about 7 people. Wow. So that's good. Hey, Joan, what are you doing today? What's taking up your time today?
Well, I got my tires balanced.
Wow.
So that was pretty exciting. And yeah, I'm just kind of dealing with stuff. January is a good month to get sundry
Hmm.
stuff done. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with a lawyer to get the will redone and just all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And then doing the things that you don't want to do when it's nice outside. So going through,
Right.
kind of the getting things organized before tax time and all of that. But as far as spiritual stuff, I am taking Susan Lynn's class. That's every Sunday for the next several Sundays, and it's a nice mix of people. And of course, it's Susan Lynn, so she's doing a wonderful job, and it's just really fun to be back in the class with her again.
Wow. And what is this class concentrating on?
As soon as I saw it, she hadn't really described it, and I just signed up right away. But it's kind of basics, but that's just fine because it's everybody can profit from it, and
Right.
it's a new mix of people, so there's people to practice with. The only hard part for me is that we're staying in touch and communicating via Slack, and I hadn't used that before. So I hope
Oh,
not only to pick up some spiritual things, but a new technical skill
new
too. Which,
technical things.
how about
Well,
you? What are you up to?
I am, I was getting ready for this broadcast. I was on with Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot yesterday, and I was using my laptop, which is newish to me and just got fixed. And my voice kept cracking, and people couldn't hear me, and it was so annoying. And nothing I could do seemed to fix it. So I've been working on those problems this morning, and it seems like it's better because people in the chat are saying we can hear, sounds good, everything's good. So good. Um, I want to say hi to some of our friends. AD is here.
Hello,
T Barb
AD.
is here. Scott Scorpio Suntaros here. Susa, I hope I'm saying that right, is here from Germany. Susa, you can ask any any kind of question but political. We both Joan and I are not really political readers. And in fact, I tried to answer a political question in the last time I was with Allie, and an angel popped up on my stage and went, mm. It's like, this is not your area. And I'm like, okay, okay, you are the boss.
Yep, that's just fine.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So just you can ask psychic questions like, uh, I want a message from my angels or my spirit guides. Or a psychic question could be, what would it be like if I took this job or if I got another pet? Or you can ask mediumship questions saying, I want to hear from Uncle Pete. So it is helpful for us if that you give us their first name, your passed on loved one's first name, and the relationship so that we can it's not that we couldn't get those, but it would take a long time, and then we wouldn't be able to read as many people.
Right.
So we want to get to as many people as possible. And so just ask a question and Scott, um, this is the first time he's asking to be a moderator, and I would love him to be a moderator, but I am like a techie newbie right now. So I will not be, I won't be able to throw you the wrench right now unless somebody talks me through it, but I will go back after this and make you a moderator. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you have to do it in YouTube rather than through StreamYard.
Yeah, and that might be a little bit too much for me right now. I'm just trying to make sure we're on and you can hear the sound. Um, I will say that I got to talk to an old friend of ours, and just talking to her made my frequency and vibration just raise till I was like shaking, you know. So I think this is going to be a good show.
Great.
Because I'm already like shaking. Um, so let's see. I see a few questions here. I'm going to star them because a lot of times we don't star them because we want to take the freshest ones, but I uh, am going to because haven't done this in so long. I'm a little newish on this.
Well, this audience is pretty accepting, and they're so smart without even asking. Everyone's putting their questions in all caps with emojis. So,
Yes, yes. Thank
or
you.
else they're all psychic and they read your mind. So
Yeah.
there's that
Looking
too.
at the banner, I think it says that.
Oh, and
Well,
AD says she has a wrench.
oh yeah.
Great.
So
Good,
that's
good, good.
good. That's good.
Thanks. I know she'll look
Um,
at. Oh, and there's Sun Psychic Jean.
yay. She's probably on the road, but yay, Jean.
Thanks for listening, Jean.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, um, just because we're waiting just a tiny bit for more people to get here, what is next for you on the horizon? What's going on for you?
Let's see. I think I'm off on this Thursday uh, on Allie's channel, but we'll probably be reading with Thayer the following Thursday. And
Mhm.
otherwise, I'm taking Susan Lynn's class, and I'm also taking a class, an in-person class with a local psychic who I admire very, very much, and I'm hoping to make some progress there. So it feels so old school to go to a place and do a class like that in person, but it's kind of fun.
Mhm.
The hardest part is driving at night.
Yes, yes, that is these days. So my next thing is Thursday. I will be on with Allie, and I get to read with Mark. And I haven't read with Mark for a while, so I'm very excited. And then I think Sunday at 10, I'm on Allie's show again. So
Great.
yeah.
That sounds
And
good
then
too.
oh, you have to talk about your wisdom circle uh, that's coming up. You have the next
Oh,
wisdom.
that's right. On the Chrome Zone. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Um, the Wisdom Circle, we're calling it, yeah, on the Chrome Zone is going to be, I think it's on February 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be Terri Suzuki, Terri of Pure Visionary Psychic Medium Terri, and Jean, Sun Psychic Jean, and the Crone Zone ladies, and myself. And each of us, we're going to do this once a month, and each of us will take a topic. And I am kicking it off with the topic of how to get out of your own way. And not that I'm an expert on it, but I am kind of an expert of getting in my own way. So I want to hear what everybody has to say about that. So I hope that you look for that and plan to come and give us your ideas too. And
Mm-hmm.
because I find all kinds of interesting ways to just kind of self-sabotage it spiritually and just kind of get in your own way. So that should be fun. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that will be interesting because we haven't really done it before. It'll be interesting how this develops. And I love that topic. We all get in our own way.
Yeah,
Fun.
is my specialty.
Yeah. Well, are you ready for our first question?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, let's go. So, Miss Mims, I'm gonna do this.
Milo.
I'll do this. Uh, Please, can you check with my little dog, Milo, to see if he's getting ready to transition? He has congestive heart failure and is fine mostly, but sometimes has coughing spells. So let's
Okay.
pop into Milo. And it often takes a little moment, our first question, to kind of tap in. So
Well, this is kind of an odd image, but that's my stock and trade. When I tuned in, I saw a tiger, a big Bengal tiger, the orange stripes and everything. And between its paws was a little yellow chick. And I got the impression that Milo considers himself a tiger, strong and capable, and is just feeling kind of weak like this little chick. Um, and and so there's both what's physically going on with him, but he is, discombobulated because he mentally and spiritually, psychically, he's sort of like, what? I'm the tiger. How come I only have the strength of this little tiny yellow chick? So I think, okay, I'm seeing a medicine bottle with the RX on it. So follow the doctor's directions, whatever the veterinarian is saying, but then send him all kinds of love and reassurance. Just reassure him that no matter how he, physically, even if how he physically feels has changed, he's still that strong protector for you. That's what he feels like. And know that has never changed. Your love for him has never changed, and that you'll be there for him through this situation the same way that he's always been there for you.
wow. I love that, Joan, because I got a feisty little dog too. And he immediately said, transition smission, like he just really was like, he's letting me know that he kind of has a foot in both worlds already. Probably at night when he's sleeping, he's sometimes more over there and over here. So he does know that he's transitioning, but he is protective of you in such a way that, sometimes when I read pets, I see that they're just a pet. They're just you know a nice companion in our lives. But some pets, when I read them, and more I'm seeing this, where they are actually our spiritual companion. And this little dog is your spiritual companion, and that's why he's like transition smission. I'm with you to the end. He feels very protective of you, and that won't go away when he transitions. He will just be over there for you. Um, I He also gives me this feeling of like he's a little sergeant. He's going to be over there, and he's going to be directing a lot of things. He almost gives me the impression that he's going to be directing your spirit guides. He's feisty, let me tell you. Milo's feisty and he's protective. So just know that he knows you have his best interest at heart. and he trusts you implicitly. So uh, I noticed that Mims says he doesn't know he's ill.
Yeah.
Um, he
Yeah,
kind
that's part of the confusion, I think. Yeah.
right. He kind of does, but he's not admitting it, and he's a feisty little guy. So he says he's been a fulfilling spiritual companion. So that nails it.
Beautiful.
Good. He's really something else on the stage. Oh, my friend Lisa Fletcher's here. Hi, Lisa. I'm going to star your question right there. Um, okay. Now I got to get back to the stars here. Okay.
Thanks, Mims. And give my
Yeah.
Laura love.
Yes. Please. So Star Midnight wants to know what's going on with my male cat. He keeps meowing. So Star Midnight.
Does do male cats get urinary tract infections?
Oh yeah, they do.
Okay. That's what came to mind. Like it's not bad yet, but if there is a way to check for that, he's sensing something is kind of off.
Um,
Go ahead.
so I'm just because I'd like a tiny bit of feedback. I'm seeing a long-tailed ginger and white cat on my stage. So it would be kind of nice to know if your cat is actually a ginger and white cat. Um, this is a nice cat. Really, I mean, they're all nice, okay? But uh, cat, why are you meowing all the time? So I'm getting the knowing that he's a little anxious. That the little cat is anxious, and I'm wondering if you made a change in your schedule, like you have gone back to work in the headquarters rather than at home or something, or your work hours changed. He's for some reason showing me there's a tiny bit anxious because of some sort of change. Um, but that's all I'm getting. He is a very nice little cat. Um, I don't know. Did we see any feedback on that? That
I
would be
haven't seen
interesting.
anything.
But yeah, Joan, I had a cat, a male cat. I had a male and a female cat, but the male cat got way more UTIs. Um,
Ugh,
and he sprayed on everything.
yeah,
Uh,
that's why I wish there. I have my cat has. I haven't had a cat for a while, but if there were a way to head that off before that
right.
behavior started, it would be happier for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. That would. Okay, well that's what we have on that one. Um, so Susa has a really big question here. Um, okay, she says, my neighbor is in addiction and also now attacking me. Will she
Oh,
move? The police were also here and they took her driver's license. So this is obviously a known situation of things
okay.
going wrong. So let's just tune in and see what we can find out about this.
I am seeing a tornado, the spiral of a tornado, and that she's spiraling down And like tornadoes, it's like really wild, but they don't last a long, long time. It's not like a hurricane that can go on for days. Okay, so what should Susa do about this? Take all precautions, as I'm sure you already have. If if you live in a situation like an apartment with a caretaker or a landlord that you could contact, be in contact with them in a way that says, I want you to know what's happened here, but I'd appreciate you not saying, telling her that I'm complaining about you, if that is a possibility. Okay, how does Susan stay safe while this chaos goes around her? I'm getting an image of just that. Like I'm seeing a little house, kind of an idyllic symbol of a house with a front yard, and the hurricane, or not the hurricane, the tornado is just doing its thing all around it. But just know that she's kind of going to burn herself out. Don't be afraid to call the authorities if need be, because your safety is a priority and your well-being. And if there are other neighbors or other organizations that you could call, some agency that might be able to offer services or counseling to you or to her, that would be great. But I also see a little dog in this vision. So that would be, make sure that you have the protection that you need to stay safe. Okay, I'm going to ask just one time, how long is this going to take before this neighbor is this going to be in the first quarter? Yeah, by the end of March. Will it be by the end of February? By the end of January? No. So I'm thinking within the next month or month and a half, there may be a significant change. And I hope it will be, when people hit rock bottom, that's a positive thing in some ways, because then they can have the opportunity to choose help.
Yeah. Well, that is lovely. I got kind of a more spiritual principle kind of messages, like they want you to control your thoughts a little bit, because they don't want you to feed into the drama. Mm-hmm. So just like Joan, I want you to absolutely be safe. I want you to take all precautions. I want you to call the police whenever you need help. What I'm about to say does not preclude that. But what they're saying is that they want to make sure that spirit-wise, you're not feeding drama to her. So, they don't want you to project fear, to think about addiction, and how, if that you don't completely love her. They want you to send good vibes towards her. Remember, she's a child of God too. She is part of our universe and has a reason for being here. So your words, but your thoughts have power. And so try not to feed the drama. But right away, the other thing, right after I saw that, oh my God, I just saw like the Archangel Michael just come down in this situation. So the Archangel Michael can protect you. Now, he wants me to remind you that you need to call upon him. So you actually, with spirit guides, we can just think, help, but with angels, you actually need to voice it. You actually say something. So please, just say, call upon Archangel Michael to come and help you. He comes down with the big sword, and he's very protective. And then after that, I got the feeling that this would burn itself out pretty fast, that within just as Joan said, about a month and a half, something's going to happen. And I don't mean that she may move out, but something's going to change the situation. So it may be that she does move out. It may be that she suddenly finds her way towards health. I don't know, but uh, about a month and a half, something will kind of bring this to a head. But always take care of yourself. Keep yourself safe, please. So, okay.
Oh,
Did you get a little bit more, Joan?
no, I was just reading what Susan said about how she meets her in the hallway and she attacks her with words. And that can be, that,
Oh, that's hard too.
yeah,
That's hard.
just kind of picture yourself in a bubble and let it all bounce off and know that she's a sick person,
Mm-hmm.
and look into some clearing exercises so that even when you can just kind of clear yourself of any of that lower vibration that you're getting from her. And so you can get back to
Yeah,
your own vibration.
yeah. And before you go into the hallway or the washroom, that's a good time to maybe call upon Michael to escort you, and to just have that feeling, that really deep feeling, that centering feeling that I am protected. And that also would send good vibrations to her. I mean, at first, I do have to tell you that will not send good vibrations to her. She is not going to like Michael and that energy, but it may have a good effect on her slowly over time. So, okay. So thank you for giving us some feedback. And here we
I
go.
wonder in this
Oh,
situation that I'm sorry,
no, go
in
ahead.
that
Go ahead.
situation, the Ho'oponopono prayer too. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love
Yes.
you. And just kind of look that up. And I often recommend that to people who on the surface, it's like, you're not the person who should be asking for forgiveness. But when you direct that kind of loving energy to someone like that, it can have a good effect on all involved.
Mhm. Can you repeat the name of that prayer again? Because I think I cut you off.
But I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think it's the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness and restitution. And it just goes, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
yeah. I have done that a lot, and I find that it works miracles, just miracles, the Ho'oponopono prayer.
Yeah.
And just so people know, there's longer ones, shorter ones. I usually just do the shorter one, like just exactly as Joan has said, and it's just amazing. And I often do it whenever I have difficulties with someone, even if I'm not the person who necessarily caused the difficulties, and it still works wonders. Um, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Okay. So this is my good friend, Lisa Fletcher. I'm so happy to see you here. And so her question is, do I have any angels or spirit guides, or am I just hanging out here by myself? Would be nice to have some help on rough days. Thank you. Well, Lisa, right away, and I don't even have to dip in to do anything here yet. Yes, everybody has an angel. They're born with an angel that stays with them all of their life. And everybody has spirit guides too. One will stay with you for all of your life, and then the others may come and go as you need. And you can call upon them anytime. So um, I'm going to be quiet a moment and try to kind of blend in with your spirit and see if they have anything to say. Um, Well, I am so Lisa, I don't know if you've seen me read before, but I kind of have a stage that I get shown things on by my guide, angels and spirit guides, and sometimes other people's. And my stage is a whirl of love, of you're like in the middle of it, and they just see you're like a tornado of energy, and you're doing so many creative things, very artistic, lots of creative things. I happen to know a little bit more about her. She's got her husband in the middle and kind of swirling him around too. And they're saying they can keep up with you. And they're saying, yes, she moves this one. And we dearly love her. And in fact, they're saying that they would like you to take some time out of your day to pause, to maybe pray or meditate, whatever you do in your spiritual practice to kind of calm yourself. Maybe it's taking a walk, maybe it's sewing, maybe it's, whatever it is that helps calm your spirit, that brings you kind of down, where that you can just kind of concentrate and let your mind flow a bit. And don't forget that you have a few spiritual companions of your own that you can commune with. So they're saying, yes, you can call upon them. And they're just asking me to do a little bit of instruction that with spirit guides, you can ask them to help you, inside your head. You can just say, oh, I really need something, or I really need calmness, or I really, they, or maybe, you're meeting somebody that you're not as happy to be around, but you can like, please give me the right words to say. And then with angels, you probably need to actually voice like, I need a little bit of help here. So I hope that works. What did you get, Joan?
Well, right away, I heard, "Of course you do, my dear. We're here for you," and that they're very happy that you're asking the question. They're like flattered that you'd, that's a concept that you would even consider now. So they're like, "Oh, she might, be interested in us a little bit." So, and then later on, I saw a quick fleeting image looking down on a woman who had this big swirly skirt and was dancing around and twirling around. And so, Spirit, what does that? So, and maybe they're just in movement around you all the time. But I thought I'd just mention that image in case it had any relevance to you. But then I tried to tune into an individual guide, and I got just the image of this man with dark hair, and he had like the red and black kind of buffalo plaid check shirt on, and so he was sort of like this outdoors guy. And I got they gave me the situation of like if you ever go camping, and I'm not a big camper, but it's all if I go, or when I used to go with my husband, it was always good because he was like the one who knew everything to do, and it would get up early and make the coffee and all of that. So you're still there and you're still doing it, but there's this guy with a lumberjack jacket on making it so much easier. And I think that's the image or the idea that they wanted to get across, that we can make the things that you go through, like camping or whatever it is, just a little bit easier because we've done this too. We know the way, we know the path to follow, and we can help you stay on it.
Hmm. Well, Lisa, I hope that helps you. I hope it makes sense. Um, it's so it's so funny that you said swirly skirt because she's a big sewer. She makes the most beautiful things, and I can just imagine her in having made a swirly skirt like that and just spinning around and letting it swirl.
Oh, it's
So
just beautiful. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So Lisa, I hope that helped and answered your question. Um, Feel free to, ask any questions. And I love that. Okay, we'll take that one down. Um, let's see. Okay. So, by the way, I noticed that we don't have too many questions. It's we can't go too far back in questions. It kind of times out on the software we use. And so, if you have written a question and it's not in here, the only question I have left is lighten the world. And if you would like to ask a question, please go ahead and put it up, all caps, put some emojis around it maybe so we can see it. And uh, send a new one because probably the old ones have already kind of timed out here. So Lighten the World asks, may I ask what major things will happen in 2024 bring into my life?
Okay.
So she's going way out there already,
Yeah.
2024. Okay. Okay.
This is light in the world. I'm going to pull a card on this one. Right away, the first thing I got was love. And my heart chakra just lit up, which is always a good thing. Let's see what these angel cards have to say. Bringing heaven to earth. So that could mean lots of different things. That could mean babies. That could mean bringing your fondest dreams into reality, manifesting what you really want. Okay, Spirit. Is this going to be a good year, 2024, for light in the world?
Oh,
Yes, yes.
she just said she meant 2023. But
Oh, okay.
let's read on them both because we're already tapped into both.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and when I tune back in, I'm seeing it's the footprints. I'm seeing footprints in the snow. And then at first I saw seeds and then they turned into footprints. So it's all leading up to this. I think things that you're planting and whatever you're doing in 2023 it's going to be good in 2023, but it will come to full manifestation in 2024. So maybe, I don't know, you meet the guy in 2023 and get married in 2024 or, okay. I don't know if you have a little brown dog, but I'm seeing you petting a little brown dog who's very, very contented. So I'm not sure if this is a literal dog or if it is just this feeling of like someone's adoring you and petting, having this kind of a relationship that's very, very comforting and soothing and contented. What do you get, Terri?
Well, I was kind of reading time with my hand, and since I'm only reading 2023 right now. But so I started to move a long time and things seemed to be going fine, but about May, they suddenly started showing me strawberries, like luscious, drippy strawberry, like absolute lusciousness and bounty. And so I tried to get them to tell me what does this really mean? I mean, what are we talking about here? So something luscious happens around there that I do get the feeling this could be some sort of relationship or some sort of loving relationship that I mean, it could even be that she gets that little dog and suddenly starts this, but I see something like at first, it's hot and intense, and then you go through the summer and it's lovely. And I don't know if that it's even one person, that it's just maybe you feeling that way. And in the fall, though, I see depth, depth to this, whatever this lusciousness has happened, it it becomes a little bit darker and a little bit more compact. So to me, what that's saying is that this relationship uh, becomes more intense, more dependable, more um, something that can stand time, that can last through time. They are not giving me whether this is like a boyfriend or husband, or they're just saying that there's some sort of thing happening in your life that's going to just ignite you, make you feel fabulous or just really engaged. And it will be very just like relationships are really hot at the front, then you're going to be working at it a bit, and then it's going to start solidifying. And it could be art, it could be anything. Just, I think you're going to have an excellent 2023. So I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. And she was saying that she doesn't have a dog, but that it was the feeling of contentment of both
Mhm.
you and this other being. And maybe that's a friend, maybe that's your relationship with yourself, but it was this overall feeling of contentment.
Mhm.
So that's always good.
Okay. I am just taking a moment to get a few more questions here. Um, Now I might have too many questions, but let's just see. Yeah, now I have 15, I have a lot. Um, okay, let me take a look at these really quick.
And while you do that, I'll say if we can't get through them all tonight, Terri will be reading on Allie, Heart and Soul Connected's channel on Thursday. And you can try then too.
Um, okay, I'll tell you who I have in line right now.
Okay.
I have Sweet and Salty, 1111. I have Scott Scorpio Sun, Tarot. I have Gertrude Sue. Is that right? Sue?
Shoo.
Sue. Gertrude Sue. Vicky Day, Amy Sika, Shannon Hutchinson, Carolyn Adams, and I think with Shannon Hutchinson, I think I missed her question because she says second request. So Sweet and Salty has a second one. What should I be aware of and working on? So, and Susha has a second one. So we might not be able to get to the very end ones. We'll just see um, how it goes. So the next one up is Sweet and Salty, 1111. Do you have a message from my guides or for my spiritual growth? Please and thank you. Okay.
I am seeing this image of like a glowing orb that you're holding in your hand, and it's spinning and putting light out. And you've been looking at it and you've been turning it this way and that and observing it from the outside. And they are saying, and then I saw you taking it and just put it inside your heart. So it's like they seem to be saying, you've been gathering information and knowledge and from observation and, from some of your own experiences too. But there's been a little bit of uh, a, a like something that's coming between you and being able to really integrate it into your life. And so they are, okay, so what's the actual recommendation here, Spirit? They said, breathe into it, let go of the tension associated um, with like wanting to do this and all the ego stuff that, not ego, like, but just the things that our minds put in the way of us reaching Spirit, and just say, that can just go away, and just try to start looking for the littlest things. A little like, oh, I'm getting green lights 2 in a row. Thank you for that. Or just, the smallest little thing. And recognizing when you get an idea, it's like, oh, remember to put this on your shopping list. Oh, thank you, thank you. So, or whatever, or finding something that you'd misplaced, and being grateful for that and attributing that to your guides. Um, make small steps of really, and then more of that kind of thing will happen. So it's sort of like they're pretty much saying that there's like this transparent barrier between observation and making it yours, and we want to get rid of that in the gentlest possible way.
It's so interesting because as you were saying, you're seeing this orb, I was struck by the fact that what they're showing me is also very circular.
Okay.
So they're they're showing me this circle on the floor of my stage, and you are down on your hands and knees, and you're participating in doing this. I'm actually getting two ideas from this. So as I turned in more, it actually turned into like an astrology chart. So I believe that that they may be saying astrology can help give you more information at this time, and that basically it seems to be good that you're going to explore this a little. At the same time, though, there's something on the floor like little dice and stuff, or little rune dice, or little, uh, and so they're also giving me the impression that this is also like a game, that they want you to treat it like a game sometimes. And basically, they may be saying that you need to play more, that you need to lighten up a little, because when I first see you with this astrology, you're really down there, really in it. And at the second point, you're still on the ground, but you're sitting up more and you're having more fun. So they're saying keep going, have a little bit more fun, um, incorporate play into your life, and however you can, uh, because that will help take you a little further in this spiritual journey. So there you go.
That was a good question. And
Yeah.
it's hard because there's almost unlimited areas of spirituality that you could go into and really go down the rabbit hole and study it all and memorize all the attributes of all the crystals and whatever. But then a lot of that is just up in the head. And it's nice to, if you really feel drawn to those things, go for it, and follow your bliss and follow your guidance. But it's also this balance of, yeah, I want to learn more, but I want to do it not from the head, but from the heart and from spirit and from the, being in touch with divine guidance on it. And that it's just a balancing between your head and the spiritual side of it too. So
Mhm.
everybody has to make their own path, but be I
Right.
think your guidance of having fun and playing is a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah. That's a great way to engage with your guides and stuff. Okay, we got my friend Scott, Scorpio Sun Tarot, and he's asking, should I go back to my old job? It was good in some ways, but I have been doing it for several
Mhm.
years now. So he wants employment advice.
Okay.
So, oh, he currently works at home. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm laughing because his mom's here already.
Right away I got, is there a way to do the job, either continuing to do the job work at home or go in just on a hybrid thing, just a couple of, a day or two a week. But what about outside of this job? I want to be clear here. Go back to the old job. I get the impression that if you went back to the old job, it wouldn't be work at home. And I'm seeing hands that are like, trying to making gestures of trying to work it out. If there's a way to work out a hybrid, if not a full work at home for that job. Um, but I'm also getting the idea that it's not it's not where your passion is. And yeah, we all have to pay the bills, so sometimes we can't always be doing what our passion is. But um, now I'm seeing the scales weighing things out. Do the Just kind of carefully weigh out whether the pros outweigh the cons. And now I'm going to just ask the pendulum: is it in Scott's best interest to go back to his old job? Circling, circling. It's as indecisive as I've seen. It's being very indecisive. It's kind of getting toward a yes, but I'm getting the idea that that means see if you can negotiate something with them. Whether that's I'll do this part of the job or I can do it on a hybrid, um, in a hybrid work situation, part time there, part time here. But see, and now I'm seeing paring carrots because I was paring carrots this morning, and they're saying see if you can shave it down, shave off the parts that you don't want, like
Oh,
paring a carrot. How about
yes.
you?
I got, I mean, different images, but similar things. So right away, his mom came in. I was just, with him the other day, and his mom is such a character, and she immediately comes in and says, "Well, as your concert," because she decided she's his concert. Um, I can make any of this happen for you, but I got the feeling that she really didn't so much want you to go back to work. She said, "If you want to go back to work, I will go work on their spirit ahead of time and prepare this. If you don't want to go back to work, that's okay too." Um, what I got at the same time from kind of angels is human business, and whenever it's human business, they don't care quite as much. They want us to make our own decisions. But I got the same thing. She was like, if you do it, try to do it as little as possible. Try to do it as part-time as possible, because you are building a spiritual business right now. And they do want you to do that. They do want you to take times, but just like Joan said, you got to pay the bills as well. So you can, there, she's saying it's going to help you to go back part time, but try not to go full time. Or try to make this hybrid in some way so that you can be home, because you you really do need to keep up your spiritual business as well. And yeah, what I hope that helps you make a decision to just do it as little as possible. But peeling that carrot, like Joan said.
Get all the icky parts off.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I hope that helps, Scott. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, well, Joan, we are actually at an almost at an hour, and we have one, two, what we have like 3, 4, we have quite a few. Um, what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to skip ahead for a second and go to Shannon Hutchinson, because this is a second request.
Okay.
In other words, I missed it the first time around. So, and then we'll see how many more we can get to. How uh, how long can you stay here?
I
You
can go
about
another 15 minutes or so.
Okay, just 15 minutes. Okay, so please know that you might not get your question read, but please come over on Thursday night on Allie's channel or Sunday on Allie's channel and ask it again. So she is stressed out at work. Shannon Hutchinson is stressed out at work, and I have had an offer to move, but I'm worried about my son Jalen's adjustment. What do you see? He is on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Transitions are hard for folks
Yeah,
like that.
very hard. So
Yeah.
so
I go ahead.
no, you go first.
I asked the pendulum, and it took a while, but it said not to move. And I'm getting the idea from your question that you've had an offer to have a job in a different physical location, a different city. And it did say that it would not, I asked if it would be the best interest of all involved, and it wouldn't be right now. So if there is a way to say, I could do this I appreciate the offer, and I could do it in X number of years, I'd be very interested then. But at this moment, it just doesn't work in my life. But also take the opportunity to say, I really appreciate that you've had this confidence in me. Or are there ways that parts of this job could be done remotely, or change my job to do more of this, to sort of see if you can manufacture the perfect situation in your head where you get to have job advancement and salary advancement and all those good things that come with it, but to do it more on your terms. Um, and maybe that means taking more of a leadership role where you are, or asking to have people put underneath you, to do some of the things that would be done in this other job. And I don't know, maybe managing people is just more stress than more people would be just more stressful. But as far as, okay. I don't know how old Jaden is right now, but they're saying, I'm getting the idea there's a transition time. So maybe, I don't know if he's like a middle schooler going from grade school to middle school or junior high or something like that. But I'm getting the idea that that this isn't a good time, but it might be better later on. And to, see if you could suggest that kind of a time frame to your boss.
So I'm getting kind of a slightly conflicting message a little bit. So my pendulum also said, no, this isn't a great time. However, on my stage, I saw Jalen and you are there beside him, but they're mostly focusing my eyes on him and not you. And they're showing me that he's looking at you with such love and trust in his eyes, such love and trust. And I know that generally on the spectrum, they're not going to want to be touched as much, but he's kind of bending in towards you and following you, and you're guiding him and you're guiding his steps. And as you're kind of guiding him, it's funny, as you're walking, I see along your path like these little hearts growing, little pink and red hearts, like growing on the path as you're moving him. And so I, at the same time, they're showing me that you have to keep moving. You are the adult, you are the one that has to keep, you know, paying the bills and things like that. He does trust you, he can go with you. Um, when Joan said, see if there's a way to do some sort of hybrid work, um, that really lit up for me. Then I suddenly kind of got knowings about, see if you can do this job from home. See if that you can look for a better job. You've got one offer, which means you are pretty awesome in your field. Maybe feel out a few more offers to see if there's something that will strike you exactly right that will fit both of your needs. Um, so, like I said, it's hard to say because I see you moving on the stage. I see it going forward. I don't see a lot of problems in the way. I see these little hearts growing, and I'm not seeing roadblocks. I'm not seeing anything weird. But I am seeing that maybe you should really look at a few different kinds of paths. Okay. Hope
And
I
go ahead.
go ahead. No,
I
no,
just wanted to apologize for saying Jaden instead of Jalen.
yeah, that's
I
all right.
misread
That's a lovely name too. I like it a lot. Um, so I hope that helps you, Shannon.
that. I wish
And
you the very, very best.
yes, yes. Let's see now. Let's go to Amy Sika. So Amy is curious, will she have another relationship, or will I be alone for the rest of my life? Not looking now since my husband recently passed away, just curious.
I
Wow.
can relate to that. My husband passed in June, and it's like, nah, not interested right now, but kind of
Yeah.
curious also. This is for Amy Sika.
Oh boy, I didn't even do my little how I tap in, and they're like, we're right there already.
Yeah.
I am seeing a heart, a big heart. And the heart has many layers of color. They're all kind of light pastel colors, but as I move up the heart, it's like a garden. Flowers are growing and blooming and moving up. So what this is saying to me is in the future, you will have many relationships, not just love relationships. Your heart is like a garden, and you will have many more relationships. You will have another love relationship if you want it. And that is part of the key. It's about whether you want it or not someday. But I see such a rich, all these layers of color. It's really rich. So I think you're going to have a rich life, rich relationships with people. And it's up to you if you want to plant the love seed in your garden again.
Yes, exactly. Interesting. And I was getting the same thing of that right away. My heart lit up, and it's the option is out there, but it's up to you. It's your choice. And then I heard the voice of my husband coming in saying, "Tell her about the smorgasbord." Okay, so I haven't told anybody this, so here I'm going to do it on YouTube. But
Wow.
when I was on vacation down in Mexico, for the first time since I was, 40 years ago, all of a sudden there were these men hitting on me and I had no idea what to do. And I was very kind of distraught about it. It's like, not ready for this. So I tuned in and I kind of, and there were these three different men and very different personalities and people. And I was like, Dick, what am I going to do with this? I don't know what to do. And he said, it's just to give you an idea. It's like a smorgasbord. You can, from his Scandinavian background, you can try a little of this and a little of this, and you don't have to, load up your plate with any one thing. So think of it as opportunities present themselves. Don't freak out like I did, and just think, okay, they all seem like nice people. I didn't want to get involved with them, but it was just an opportunity to show me that there's lots of fish in the sea, and there are different each of them has their own, unique and wonderful, and some, like all of us, their own mix of positive and negative qualities. So just kind of take a little bit of time to check out the smorgasbord and then decide, like you do, well, I don't want that stuff on the rye bread. This is what I want. Or I don't want the what is the lutefisk, the fish cured in lye that so many Scandinavians seem to like at Christmas time. But no, that's not for me. But this is what I want. So just use this period as even if you're not like getting in relationships, just observing people or having a friend and thinking, if I ever do want to get in another relationship, I'd like qualities like that, or maybe some qualities like this. And who knows, maybe that whole package will come to you then. But it can be pretty freaky if you haven't been on a date since the since the early 80s. And then that kind of stuff happens. So my heart is with you. And
Well,
yes, there's going to be opportunities.
yeah. I love that heart garden in the heart. That
Yeah.
wow. So cool. I love it that they're kind of leaving it up to her to make the decision. I love that.
Yes.
So, I think we only have time for one more question. So, we're going to do Caroline Adams'
Okay.
question. Um,
Oh, yes.
I would love to hear from my third great grandfather, Owen Gray. He was at the Battle of Waterloo. Wow.
He came through once when I read for Carolyn before.
I've read for Caroline before too, and her great grandfather Ezra came through loud and clear. He's come through actually a few times. So, um, wow. Okay, how much fun! We're going to meet a new relative of Carolyn Adams. Hmm. He, can I go ahead?
Please do.
He right away I see him on the stage. He's kind of dirty and gritty a little like he kind of thumps his rifle on the ground loudly and he says, "You come from good stock, girl." And he's just showing me that you come from toughness. He was tough. He believed in doing his duty. He believed in fighting for his beliefs. He believed. Actually, he's showing me he believed in the future. He believed that what he was fighting for would help humanity in the future. He says, "I wouldn't have fought for less." Can you tell me a little bit more, Owen? What does Caroline need to know to live her very best life? Um, he says, "You're a fighter, girl." He keeps calling you girl. "You're a fighter, girl." And he says, "I'm proud of what you do. I'm proud of the people you've helped." He says he knows that it's tiring, but he absolutely loves that you have fought for people. You have helped many, many people. And now he's kind of showing me like he's holding, it's almost like a board on your back or like a very tall chair. And he's kind of holding that there, like he's giving you strength and support. What does this mean, Owen? What are you showing us? What does this mean for Caroline? You have the backing of all of my knowledge, all of my courage, all of my bravery. You are brave as well. And thank you for what you've done for the whole world. Thank you for your place within the stars that you kept up. And, you know, when it's time to rest, you have earned your right to rest and you never have to regret that. And that's all I got.
There's really much of it is very close to what I was getting. Of course, first of all, I was seeing horses because he took care of the horses in his military outfit. And when they cleared away, I was getting the same types of messages. Don't be afraid to put up a strong defense. Don't be afraid to be strong. You have it in you. It goes through our bloodlines, and your being strong is like a prelude to peace. So he was encouraging you to put up boundaries, and you don't have to do it. You don't need a gun or a sword or something to be strong. You can just quietly say, I'll do this, but I'm not interested in doing that. Or yes, we can do this together, but no, not that. Because then it's sort of like training a dog or something. Then they'll know, oh, I can go this far, but no further. And you don't have to be mean and awful about it, but it's like fences make good neighbors, that people know, okay, I can go this far, but no further. And then that creates an opportunity for peaceful relations. So strength is a prelude to peace, and boundaries make good neighbors. And your strength doesn't have to be loud. It can be subtle, like in communication. And he was talking about communicating with horses, that sometimes you do have to kind of get in their face and or on their back and show them who's boss. But other times, and the more successful horse people perhaps are the ones who do it psychically, almost to let people know, to send the message psychically and to communicate on the more subtle in a more subtle way, and so that you don't have to go up and build a big fence or create a big to do um, about setting those boundaries. But both ways, are tools, and you use the tool that's right for the situation. So, and then the last thing I saw was it was like a big basket, and he turned it upside down, and all these hearts, pink and red hearts and white hearts were falling down. And it was just like an unending shower of these paper hearts coming down on you.
Oh,
So that was a fun
so
one.
sweet.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, we have reached an hour and 16 minutes, and I just want to thank everybody in our chat and everybody who asked questions, everybody who didn't ask questions. Thank you for coming and watching our show. So, for the few that didn't get their questions answered, please pop in on another show. Um, Thank you for subscribing to my channel, because if you're chatting, that you subscribed. Please go subscribe to Wisdom Seeker Joan's channel,
Thank you.
because then when she pops up on a live, you can chat in her channel. And most of you already know we have a lot of friends that would like you to subscribe to their channels as well, because we often, both Joan and I often chat with, often read with Sun Psychic Jean and Terry Lee of Pure Visionary Psychic Medium. And yeah, I think we almost have them all, but it's really nice when that you do that. It's very supportive. It really helps our channels grow. It helps us grow when that you ask a question and you give us some feedback, whether it's uh, positive or even negative. It helps us learn how to do this better. So thank
Yes.
you so much for helping us grow, for sharing your loved ones, your angels and your spirit guides. It's so nice, so fun to get to interact with them, and love your interesting questions. So thank you very much, Joan, for coming on.
Thanks
And
for having me.
oh, you're welcome. So we're going to end it here, and I'll be on again. I know that I have neglected my channel a little bit, but I'm back on, and I got my computer fixed so we can do this a little bit. Okay.
Smooth
Thank
as
you.
well. Good work. Take care, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.